Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, it is a dark, gray, rainy hump day here in South Alabama. I don't know how things are in your world, but I've got inside work to do today. The only thing I'm going to do is get it to the gym at some point, so it's all good. Sometimes it's this kind of gray, dreary day is a good environment just to hunker down and get some work done. Had a really good meeting in Pensacola yesterday, guys. I've got some new designs coming out. I'm really pleased with this designer. She's got some good stuff that we're right on the edge of finishing, so I'll be sharing that real shortly. Anyhow, today I wanted to talk about some social tips for a raw food diet from the most social person in the world. Not. I do videos every day, so I would really appreciate it if you're not already subscribed to the channel, if you would hit that big red subscribe button now, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so they'll keep you subscribed to the channel and you'll see when I have new content come out. Yeah, this one's kind of an odd one for me, even though I've talked about this subject before, because if you actually knew me in real life, I'm not very sociable. Doesn't mean like I'm antisocial, so to speak. I just haven't, I'm just not one of those people. Like, it takes a lot to get me out. It takes a lot to get me to a social situation. I really have to want to go. I don't have obligations. I don't have that kind of life going, thank God, where I'm obligated to go here, obligated to go there, obligated to this person. Oh, you really should do this. Oh, you really should at least show up. I don't have any of that. So pretty much when I do go out to socialize, I'm pretty stoked about it because I don't go out all that much. And I know the people I'm going to go out with, and I've chosen, you know, those people to be out with for a reason. And, you know, I can be a little heavy-handed sometime in my approach, just like, well, just do this or do that. But I've realized over the years that there's different approaches to this for different personality types. For me, it's never been an issue because I've never been, you know, I don't tiptoe around. I'm not that wallflower. But I also don't like it to be the center of attention when I go somewhere. That's just not something that I look for. So there's different approaches to this, and it's all going to depend on you, who you are. Some people like to be the life of the party. For me, no matter what your approach is, I would say always focus on the socializing part. I will say this, I see some of the raw foodists, the raw vegans and stuff, and that's okay. That's just not my thing. I know that I just kind of get the feel sometimes that they turn everything to be another platform, and then it just kind of like all the attention all of a sudden focuses on that, and then it's all about the asking of the questions about that. I socialize so little that I just want to socialize when I go out. So for me, most of the time is, well, even before I came to this lifestyle, if I was going out somewhere that involved food to go out and eat, I was never a huge social person, so when I did go out, I was always there for the socializing part. I was always there to mingle and talk to people and interact because I didn't get that very much. So even back when I was eating a standard American diet and drinking like a fish, I would a lot of times either do one of two things. I would either eat before I went, or when I got to the party, I would just nibble because I was so busy talking to people. A little FYI, for people like me that aren't around people all that much, sometimes when we do get into that social situation, like we just blah, 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 because we've got a lot of pin-up conversation in us. So yeah, I would just go to places, and mostly food was never the focus before. So it's definitely not the focus now. Now, like I say, there's different approaches to going to a social situation. You know, you go to a social gathering. A lot of times it's bring your own food. Now sometimes that means, you know, just bring your own meal. Sometimes it means bring enough to share, and sometimes it's just kind of open, you know, whatever you feel like. So you can do a number of things, and you kind of know the crowd that you're going into. You know if they're going to be a hostile crowd, if they're the type of people, if they're a little bit higher thinking types that might be open-minded to trying something, or at least aren't going to shut their minds off and be just like giving you such a hard time while you're there. So, like I say, depending, you can take food. You can just take what you're going to eat for your personal thing, and then, you know, you don't have to look. It doesn't look like you're being selfish or whatever. You could always just say, well, you know, I kind of eat a little bit different. I just didn't know if anybody would be all that interested in that, and keep it low key. Or you can be that person that wants to share. Hey, you know, like I say, I'm not going to tell somebody that's a different personality type from me to not do what they normally do. So for some people, they're going, you know, you can make enough to share. You can make a number of dishes to share. Like I say, the only reason that, like I say, your mileage will vary on that. For me, it just depends on the situation. Once again, it really depends on the situation and me knowing the crowd of the people where I'm going to be. If I know me bringing food is going to start this huge discussion, even if it's not negative, and I know I want to be there to socialize, to see certain people, to talk with certain people, you know, I don't necessarily want my raw food thing to become the focus of the gathering or the party. And it's certainly not that I'm you know, like I'm shy and I'm trying to hide it or whatever. It's just, once again, to each their own. I don't get out all that much. I don't socialize with humans very much. Hell, I don't even have conversations very much. So when I go out, I want to focus on what I want to focus on. You know, everything in life is a personal decision. So like I say, you've got the two there. You can just bring your own and eat. You can eat beforehand, and you can nurse a drink when you get there. You know, now I'm not talking about nursing a cocktail. I'd probably just at a party, you know, I might want to look something that looks a little bit more festive. And a lot of times if I go to a restaurant or if I go to a gathering with people, I'll order a club soda. Now, I don't drink club sodas very often. There's always the geek out there that knows every detail on every food substance, every company and whatever, and they'll give me some breakdown on the horrors of club soda. But 3 or 4 a year, I'll take my chances. But then I just, you know, nurse a drink, talk to people, have a good time, and focus on the socializing part of it. Because in the end, that's what you're there for. You can sit, we eat every day. We sit at our house and eat every day. So socializing is more about the people than it actually is about the food. So yeah, that's your choices. You can eat you can eat beforehand, and then either just drink something, nibble, not have anything while you're there. You can bring food. You can bring the food for yourself. You can bring enough to share with everybody. I would probably kind of split the difference. I'm trying to think, because I'm going back to, you know, Costa Rica. I'm going to see some friends that I haven't seen in a while. I'm sure at some point people are going to want to get together with me down there, and they'll say, well, come over, we're doing a cookout, or we're doing a this, or we're doing a that. Now, probably what I would do in that situation is kind of a in-between, just bringing my own food and bringing something to share with everybody. See, I'm kind of a sneaky like that when it comes to this lifestyle and showing people, like, you know, things that, ooh, that's raw vegan, or that's plant-based. I would have never thought that. See, probably what I would do, I would bring something for me to eat to the party. Like I'd bring a salad or whatever I'm going to eat. Or I might not bring anything at all. And then I might bring a little dessert. And one little treat that's super easy for a dude like me that doesn't do the kitchen thing all the time, I'd probably bring some of my bliss balls, which I haven't made in ages. They're real simple. I make them in the food processor. Yeah, they're a little higher in fat, and they're not perfect for us people, you know, that are eating like this, but to the rest of the world, it's still a step up. So, you know, you use something like, you can use almonds and dates and a little bit of cacao, a little bit of coconut, bing, bang, boom. You got an amazing treat. Put it in the freezer, put it in the fridge, awesome stuff. So that's probably what my MO would be, is like going to the party, maybe taking a salad for myself, or either not eating and just having something to drink, but then, you know, having a fun little dessert. Then I'd take like maybe a Tupperware or something full of those bliss balls, share around, have people go, ooh, this is good. And I've done these things before. You know, sometimes subtlety works on people. Sometimes instead of slapping them in the face with raw food, vegan, plant-based, you just share something that's good, and then they're like, you mean there's no butter in there, there's no processed sugar, there's no this, there's no that? Nope, just all fresh natural ingredients. So yeah, you know, find what works for you, be fun with it. But just to finish, like I say, always remember, we eat every day. When you go out for a social situation, an occasion, that's about the people. So enjoy the people and don't focus so much on the food. Anyhow, just my 2 cents worth on the subject. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you would, maybe share this, share it in some of your groups, because people are always looking for tips in social situations. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace.